There's just something about mason jars that just really fascinate me. So when I saw this paper collection at my local Walmart store, I knew that I was going to create a project using it. This is the paper collection. It's by Colorbok, and it's entitled Sweet Summer. So let me just show you some of the papers and how rich and inviting they are. And this was one of the pages, once I flipped through it, that caught my eye. But this was really, this page is what sparked my attention. That mason jar with the flower in it. And so I created a mini album that measures 6 by 12. And I decided to do a double cover. And so here, using that image, I made a small cover. And there you can see I added a button there and some sheer binding. And on the inside cover, I just attached some pearls and buttons. And so this could be a place for a picture. And over here as well, I could put a picture here. And so the rest of my cover has my title, which is entitled Memories Collected. I made a frame using one of my Cricut cartridges. And here's my fave image, the mason jar. And what I did was I stamped it on some clear packaging. Then I stamped it again using some pattern paper from the collection. And I adhered to the pattern paper these different types of memories or words connect associated with memories. And then I adhered the clear mason jar after I cut it out onto the pattern paper. On my first page here, this is a Cricut lacy square, and I took my I don't know if you can see that, my clear gel pen and went over the flowers. And here is a little pocket that I was inspired to make, and Odonata Creations does a nice tutorial on that. And so it opens up. It has some journaling cards inside, and also it's an accordion pocket. Let me see if I can get that. Let me show you that. Okay, and it's just held together with this piece of string to keep it closed. And this is another pocket that I was inspired to make, and this was designed by Marla at Lake Avenue Designs, and I like that it has a separate part here for binding, and also it fits perfect your shipping tags. And then I just made a little glittered tag using one of my Colorbok dies, and I made a little mini rosette and added a button. And on the back I just added a sticker and some trim. This is a pocket that I cut with my Cricut, and so it just has a lot of stamping done on it, and it has a journaling stamp on the front and back. And I just took one of my ink pads and I just kept going over it several times with different types of ink, and I just added some lace there. And on this side I adhered a Sizzix frame onto another frame which I cut with my Cricut, and this is one of the Cricut die cuts that I had in my stash, so I just adhered it there. And so a picture can be placed there. On this page I made a paper bag pocket. So I just took a regular paper bag and I adhered some pattern paper and different little fun things to it. And here you can see the pocket. And I made some tags from some pattern papers. And added some Velcro there. And this is just a journaling tag. And this flower I made using one of my punches. And I just took the center flower and smashed it together to create that effect. And so a picture could also be placed here. And the next page I used a Brenda Walton rub on. This is another punch flower, and I added some bling in the center. And this is a rubber stamp that I have, so I stamped it onto some white cardstock. I cut it out, and then I took my gel pens and just went over different parts of the frame, and also the little flowers inside. And so a picture can be placed there. You can see that. And this is just a Sizzix pocket. And I made two tags for it to go in there for pictures or journaling. And I added a sticker. On this page, I made a little fold out. I adhered some pattern paper, and again I used some buttons on the center of the flowers there and tied some little string. So this opens like this and like that. And again I used that Sizzix cutout, and it's a smaller version of the one that I showed previously. And so there's a lot of opportunity for pictures. That just folds up, and I added some ribbon on the bottom. And over here, this is a Sizzix Super Crescent die. So I added some pattern paper, I added a little flower and another button, and again that Brenda Walton rub on. So likewise, a picture can be placed there. And on this next page, I took some discarded packaging and just made some tags that slip down in there. Again, another Brenda Walton rub on. And I stamp onto this side of the clear packaging this image of the lady there. And so that can slide in there to make that more visible. And again, here's another one of Marla's pockets. I just love these pockets. And then I did some stamping onto this tag. And again, that's Marla at Lake Avenue Designs. And she has some other tutorials on there as well that are good. So of course it doesn't want to go back in. There it goes. And I used another rub-on. And on the back, I did a rub-on. And on this page, I just adhered, again, some of those little flowers onto two of the pattern papers flowers and added a button. And this pocket was inspired by Tamika at Scrap the World. She made one. And it opens like this and folds out, and so there's opportunity for pictures here and here, and it's just held together with Velcro. And it also has a little border down there. And on this page, I just cut this from some pattern paper. I made some tags and did some journaling on the back. This one as well. And then I adhered some pattern paper onto some chipboard and made a frame and I use some beading there. And so a picture can go inside there. And on this last page, I just made a double mat. Let's see if I can get that around here. And I tied some ribbon and some more of that sheer binding. And so pictures can be adhered here and here. And then on the back, I took one of my EK Success punches, and I punched this, and also used my Colorbok to emboss, dry emboss that. And I made some little tags where my information will go on. And this is some of the pattern paper, so I left that blank. So this is my mason jar inspired album, and I hope you enjoyed watching it.